Now on CoastTV News.
Ocean City is beefing up beach enforcement this summer. The rules you'll want to know before you set up your spot in the sand.
Turning the Indian River power plant back on. Why some Delaware senators want to take another look at the shuttered plant.
Looks like we're going to slowly simmer our way to a much milder and somewhat warmer Wednesday.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Ocean City's Department of Emergency Management planning to add a new beach enforcement team. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Christina DeRobertis. We begin with Ocean City's plan to add new staff to enforce beach rules ahead of the busy summer season.
During the summertime, everyone's having fun, enjoying the sun and the waves in Ocean City, but the beach has some very specific rules you gotta follow. CoastTV News reporter Kevin Zappe live in OC. Kevin, this summer the town could have staff specifically enforcing those rules on the beach.
Maddie, some rules on the beach involve no drinking or smoking on the beach. That also includes new rules when it comes to tent and canopy regulations that they added last season. And during the summer 2025, they were just educating vacationers on those new rules. But for summer 2026, they plan on issuing fines for those violations. From empty to full of life. The Ocean City Beach is one of the main attractions for vacationers during the busy season, but with large crowds comes an increase in ordinance violations.
Canopies can't have anything outside the footprint of the tent, and you have to be separated by at least 3 feet.
And now the town is considering adding a beach enforcement staff of 9 people dedicated to enforcing those rules. Natalie Rivera believes this is a good idea.
It's definitely worth it because you never know what people are doing.
Last season, the Ocean City Council adopted new beach rules limiting tent sizes, prohibiting unattended canopies from being set up before 10 a.m., requiring canopy anchors and stakes to stay within their footprint, and mandating at least 3 feet of space between canopies. Milton Carson believes these rules are beneficial to the town.
You get somebody out there with too big of a tent, now you're hogging up most of the beach and nobody else has a fair share of their room.
The Ocean City Beach Patrol spent last season educating visitors about the updated rules, as well as enforcing other rules already in place, including alcohol and smoking ordinances. According to the director of the Department of Emergency Management, the goal of this team is to keep beach rules in check and take some of that workload off the police. Now, according to the Ocean City Police Department, those tent and canopy rules are classified as a municipal infraction, and those municipal infraction fines can range anywhere between $25 to $5,000. I'm Kevin Zappe, live in Ocean City, CoastTV News.
Ocean City has raised the maximum fine from $1,000 to $5,000 back in November. The change comes after the state of Maryland gave municipalities more flexibility to enforce local ordinances. The increase applies to a variety of violations, including parking tickets, littering, boardwalk rules, noise complaints, alcohol offenses, and kind of anything else. While the maximum penalty is up to $5,000, the town says most of the fines are about $25 or up, depending on what it is.
Well, 2 Delaware senators are attempting to turn the Indian River power plant back on. The plant officially closed last February after 68 years. It was once fueled by coal and generated power for Delaware and 12 other states. CoastTV reporter Brandon Ferguson is live in Dagsboro now. Brandon, State Senator Brian Pettyjohn says the plant being powered could be a game changer.
Christina, Pettyjohn has only named Chesapeake Utilities when talking with stakeholders about powering back up the Indian River power plant. Chesapeake Utilities distributes gas, electricity, and propane. The senator says if the Indian River power plant does not go back online soon, you will continue to see electricity rates rise. A post from Delaware Senate Republicans outlines some of those same reasons. They say the power plant should go back online to strengthen the grid and help with lowering energy costs. Since the substation has been offline for a year now, the same property was targeted by U.S. Wind for a key part of the offshore wind projects off of the Ocean City coast. One woman from Dagsboro says Delaware needs to produce power no matter the kind.
I'm all for renewable energy if they can do solar farms, and of course this with the power plant, if they could power that back up.
Pettyjohn said in a podcast that they're targeting natural gases instead of coal. And again, nothing is proposed yet. This is simply just early stage talking. Live in Dagsboro, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News.
The Olympics are airing only here on Coast TV, so let's take a look at the medal count so far. Norway has been dominating with 27 medals and the most gold, though Italy 22 medals and 8 gold. The USA up to 17 medals, 5 gold altogether.
This does bring us to our Coast TV poll. We're asking which Winter Olympic event looks the hardest to compete in.
Let's take a look at the results so far. 66% say biathlon, which is when you cross-country ski and then shoot. 24% say figure skating. 7% say downhill skiing. 3% say bobsled. Nobody says short track right now. That's kind of like speed skating events there.
If you haven't voted yet, you still can. Just go to coasttv.com or use our mobile app. Let us know what you think. And don't forget, the Winter Olympics continue until February 22nd. You can only watch here on Coast TV.
And through the Winter Olympics, through the 20th, which is this Friday, you can watch Jeopardy on our sister station, Fox 21, at its regular time, 7:30 p.m. Same show, same time, just a different channel. Today is day 16 of the search for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie. The grandmother and mother disappeared from her home. Despite pleas from her high-profile daughter and family, police have not made any arrests.
But as Jennifer Jorkland reports, investigators are not giving up and still holding on to hope.
As the search for Nancy Guthrie stretches into its third week, Today Show host Savannah Guthrie with a message.
To whoever has her or knows where she is, that it's never too late.
Since Guthrie went missing, investigators have fielded more than 30,000 calls and thousands of tips. They spent the weekend searching around her neighborhood, swarming a house about a mile from her home. But now 2 sources telling NBC News they're leaning away from the man who lives in that house and away from the delivery driver questioned last week, as well as family members. That flurry of action, though, did not lead to any arrests and no new public details. But experts say that does not mean the investigation is stalled.
Lots of things that are happening behind the scenes that we don't know about. The fact that Savannah reached out again today is indicative of wanting to hear from them.
Officials now waiting for DNA results to come back on a glove found last week just a couple miles from Guthrie's home. It appears to match the glove worn by the masked person in this video taken from a doorbell camera the morning Nancy Guthrie disappeared. The video released last week shows a man 5'9" to 10 inches tall wearing a gun and a 25-liter Ozark Trail Hiker backpack sold exclusively at Walmart. But even if DNA results reveal an identity, law enforcement would still have to tie that person to the Guthrie home. Though this search has stretched into a third week, Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos has faith this investigation will be closed.
We're going to get there. We will find this person. That we know.
Savannah Guthrie with a message to her mother.
I just wanted to come on and say that we still have hope. And we still believe.
And a plea from a family to bring Nancy home. Jennifer Bjorklund, NBC News, Tucson, Arizona.
Coming up, remembering Robert Duvall and the legacy he leaves behind.
And as we take a look at it, the cloud cover is going to continue to thin for us throughout the rest of the night.
But first, taxing tobacco in Delaware, how much more smokers could be paying in the first state, and how it could impact businesses up next.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
Tobacco prices in Delaware could be heading up. Under Governor Matt Meyer's proposed fiscal year 2027 budget, the cigarette tax would jump from $2.10 to $3.60 per pack, with other nicotine products also seeing higher taxes, including newer items like nicotine pouches.
The increase is part of a plan to help close a more $500 million budget gap and generate about $160 million in revenue.
Now, supporters say it could help discourage smoking and address an unhealthy habit, but small businesses across Kent County warned that higher prices could hurt customers and impact sales.
Tobacco is already pretty taxed to death. Like, we're running off of probably like a 6 or 7% margin on tobacco. They just really keep hammering down on tobacco.
So Joint Finance Committee hearings are underway now, and lawmakers must approve a final budget by July 1st.
Well, we had a relatively mild weekend. Saturday was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And we're going to get a little bit warmer again by this week. And this is going to be our pick week to enjoy the outdoors with a little bit that you can, because next week is not looking all that positive as far as a spring kind of feel to the air. But you can see how the water's rushing up along the shore here. It's in Rehoboth at 33 degrees at this present time. We're going to stay right around freezing, actually, with scattered cloud cover in place. Now, here's where we stand right now with our live radar, and we're looking relatively clear. Now, we did warm to about 39 degrees today, and 39 is far cry from 48, which is where we should be for this time of the year. But we're going to excel beyond that for the next couple of days. Overnight, we're going to drop back to 29 in Long Neck as well as Millsboro. We'll drop to 30 degrees in Seaford, at Georgetown, Redden, Milton, as well as Greenwood. Now, here's a look that we have to be mindful of. We're going to have some dense fog tomorrow, particularly along Highway 13, Seaford, Delmar, Salisbury area. And then that'll move over towards the Milton area, where it's going to drop to about a quarter of a mile. So we're looking at some dense fog. It's going to make its way over towards the beaches as well. But that dense fog is going to take until 8 o'clock before it affects everybody totally. But we're looking at some dense fog for tomorrow morning, sticking around until mid-morning. Then it'll lift as you get a little bit closer to lunchtime. Now, as along the coast, we're looking for winds out of the southwest. Temperatures near the 50-degree mark, so we're going to be much milder, okay? Now, when you go into Tuesday, we start off cloudy with that's really indicative of the fog. We have the moisture coming out of the south and the southwest, and then as we go into Wednesday, we're looking at a steady flow out of the southwest by 9 o'clock, and we could see some scattered showers try to flare up Wednesday going into Thursday, but that's looking like it's going to be a hit and miss kind of a thing for Wednesday. Better chance of rain developing on Thursday, and particularly going into Friday, with our chances of rain beginning to escalate then. As we go from Wednesday, we see that brief brushing of the rain that pushes through. Here comes that scattered shower coming through on Friday, and then another reinforcing scattered shower likely to just pop on through for Saturday morning. Overall, here's what we're talking about. Tonight, 28 degrees, mainly clear, chilly again, okay? And then for tomorrow, some early fog, dense fog. Don't be surprised if we have some dense fog advisories issued for tomorrow morning. Feeling mild, though, with that extra moisture and temperatures in the 50s. Then we get up to 58 degrees on Wednesday. Although it's going to be cloudy and we'll have some drizzle and rain trying to develop, it's going to be a mild kind of a feel to the day. And here's a look at the extended forecast. And I'm looking at a more steady opportunity for scattered showers really Thursday, Friday, going into Saturday and Sunday. But even with this pattern of rain that we're talking about, we're talking hit and miss spring-like showers. And look at the overnight lows staying above freezing. That's how we want to keep it until we get to like next Monday. But we'll talk about next Monday when we get to next Monday.
Okay, good plan. Thank you, Paul. Well, the rosters for this year's Blue Gold basketball teams are set to be announced on Wednesday. The Blue Gold selection show airs live at 2:30 on the Delmarva Sports Network. The full rosters will be revealed for the first time. The show can also be streamed on the DSN app with DSN Plus, and there's a re-air scheduled for 8 p.m.
Coming up tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network, your game of the night live at 7, Norfolk State UMES men's basketball. Then the final score at 10:30. We'll be right back. Robert Duvall, who earned a lasting place in American movie history with roles in The Godfather and Apocalypse Now and To Kill a Mockingbird, has died.
According to a statement from his family, the Oscar winner passed away on Sunday.
Mark Barger has a look back at his life and career.
Robert Duvall was an actor's actor.
You know, if they're going to hire me, then let me do what I want to do. If not, hire somebody else.
From The Godfather.
The shot's only on the causeway.
To Apocalypse Now.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
To the TV miniseries Lonesome Dove.
Well, you ain't no more a cattleman than I am.
Duvall's versatility shown in more than 140 films and TV shows over a 6-decade career, including the brief but memorable role of Boo Radley in To Kill a Mockingbird.
Major Burns.
Duvall also played Major Frank Burns in the original film version of MASH.
What do you mean you want that show? It's a news show. It's not your department.
A detestable TV executive and network.
But you are Marine kids and can chew nails while other kids are sucking cotton candy.
And a warrior without a war in The Great Santini. That performance earned one of Duvall's 6 Oscar nominations for Best Actor. His lone win came in 1984.
I have a daughter.
Playing a down-on-his-luck country music singer in Tender Mercies.
I think it's certainly some of the best work I've done, and I would challenge anybody to say differently.
2015 brought a 7th Oscar nomination, Best Supporting Actor for The Judge. But Duvall reveled in his time away from Hollywood on a 360-acre Revolutionary War-era farm in rural Virginia with his 4th wife, Argentine actress Luciana Pedraza.
You go day by day and you arrive at being grateful for what you have.
But it's what Robert Duvall gave to his legendary film career that will be his enduring legacy. Mark Barker, NBC News.
Coming up new tonight on CoastTV News at 6, road work coming to a dangerous intersection in Milton. What drivers need to know.
All right, now what you need to know actually what's happening with your forecast, and we're relatively mild right now. We're at 35 degrees in Ocean City with the winds at about 7 miles per hour, and we're going to drop down to the lower 30s for the rest of the evening with scattered cloud cover. Small craft advisory is in effect for Dewey Beach as well as Ocean View, Fenwick Island, from West Ocean City all the way down towards Chincoteague, bracing for about 25 mile per hour winds. High pressure and control of our weather for right now. Linda Johnson of Millsboro, you're our umbrella winner, courtesy of Paul Davis Property Restoration Experts. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away, sponsored by the law offices of Brockstedt, Mendelis, and Federico. And here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. For this week, we're going to either stay at the norm or go above the norm for this time of the year. And next week, we'll talk about next week when next week happens.
All right, Paul, thank you. And thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news and weather, you can download that Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.